focus. The point stuff, it does cross our mind, to answer your question, but the priority is to win the game.
What do you think of the in-season tournament? Are you enjoying it?
It's different. The only thing I would say about it is that, we played Orlando at Orlando, and schedule was kind of a little messed up. So I just wish that moving forward when they do this, they have to make sure that for everybody to be at their best, that everybody somehow the games are being aligned correctly. So it's not a back-to-back, or it's not a game that's kind of like the Orlando situation, because I feel that does matter. It affects the performance, and if we want to get the most out of the guys in the in-season tournament, you want to make sure that they're at their best.
In that instance, was it specifically that it was an early tip, like after holiday?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that matters.
What's the adjustment for this week here? You're going to be without Kristaps. Obviously, you're moving into the starting lineup. Different games, between you and him, but looked pretty seamless in that first one. What is the challenge now without him?
Well, it's a big challenge. Kristaps does a great job for us, protecting the basket and able to score the ball inside, and he just brings a lot of things to our team. So for us, it's just trying to find ways how we can do it collectively. And last game, I feel like Nimi came in, stepped up, gave us some really good minutes, and obviously I try to bring a lot of energy as well. So that's going to have to be the theme until he comes back. So it's just another way that we have to play for now. But hopefully he'll be back soon.
When's the last time point differential mattered for you in a game?
Well, when I played in FIBA, and that was about, 15 years ago. So, so I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's been a while.
Was there a time when you had to gun to win by a certain amount of points?
Yeah. We were playing. It was actually my first tournament that I played. We were playing in Mexico, and we were playing against Mexico, and we were supposed to beat them by, I think it wasn't that bad, but I think it was like 3 points or something like that. But going back on it, the first game we lost, and we were, I didn't know, and we were fouling at the end, and the points just kind of kept increasing. And after the game, they told us, "You're like, hey, you don't want to do that." So it was a learning moment for us. This time with our group, we haven't stressed point differential. We haven't talked about those things. Our focus has been just winning every game. But I'm sure as this tournament starts to get more and more momentum in the future, teams will be aware of it.
Has it been fun to kind of increase the intensity for these early season games?
It's definitely been different because I feel like guys are, this time of year playing much harder, and the games, have some relevance, and I think that's what we wanted, and I think it's being accomplished.
Al, can you take us through the play where you blocked the ball into Ian's lap? Mm-hmm. What did you see? Did you know that's where it was going? I mean, I know you know he's there, but...
I didn't know it was going to him. It's just, if you guys seen me in the past, when I block shots sometimes to the stance, I kind of follow the ball sometimes, and I just happened to follow it, and when I looked, I saw that it was him. So it was a cool moment. He was a little surprised, needless to say, but that was a cool moment.
When you're like in the heat of the moment and then you look up and see your son, is that?
Yeah, it kind of takes you off of
right?
everything. Yeah, that definitely shifts your mind. You look at him, make sure he's okay, and but you definitely kind of lose sight of kind of where you're at. So it was pretty cool. He was pretty excited about it after.
How fun is it, to share those moments with him and having him in the locker room and just him being part of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. He loves the game of basketball, and for me to be able to, have him be in these positions, I think it's pretty special. It's something that he'll remember, and I feel like, it'll make a difference for him down the line if he decides to, want to keep playing.
You guys are very aggressive on the offensive glass. Is that something you've noticed more teams doing around the league compared to earlier in your career?
I think it's a trend. Yeah, I think it is trending. Early in my career, or at one point in my career, the numbers or whatever were telling us everybody to get back on defense. And now I feel like every team is like telling people to just go and crash the glass. So it has taken some adjusting in that part because everybody's usually just kind of hanging out. And not only us, but every team is starting to do that more and more.
Does that have to be a mindset shift for you?
Absolutely, because for me, usually my whole thing is always like just get back on defense, start a transition defense early, get everything back under control. That's always been kind of one of the things that I do. That's why I don't know what the numbers say, but I was never crashing on the offensive glass. Now, like, for me to shift that mindset, and it's like, no, go to the glass, go get offensive rebounds, get extra possessions. So for me, it's just kind of adjusting for sure.
Joe has spoken about wanting you guys to be able to play many different ways this year. Like, obviously have an identity, but to be able to adjust and play different ways. You talked about without Kristaps. How do you think that will impact you guys in the long run of being able to go through this stretch without him and what we learned from it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but I do think that in the long run there's a lot of benefit to it because it gives some of our other guys an opportunity to step in and play. Like Delano started the other night, came in with great energy, played well. Nimi doesn't get to play that much often, so it also lets us see what some of the guys on the bench are able to do, how they're able to play with us and be in there in meaningful situations and meaningful positions. So it just makes our group stronger. I think it's an advantage, but it's not something that we want to. We hope that he gets back soon.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
Thanks.